St. Vincent and the Grenadines. WEFM is SVG.
Bringing you the news 24 hours a day, 7 days per week, with a fresh approach. www.999wefm.com. WeFM News, online, on demand.
Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
We got stoves, cook it, fry it, bake it, stew it, poach it, eat it, drink it, slurp it. At Quartz, you can get it. We got fridges, slurp it, chill it, freeze it, store it, crisp it, pack it, and stack it. At Quartz, you can get it. Wash or dryer it, wash it, fluff it, spin it, dry it, clean it, fold it, wear it, sort it, and soak it. Rinse it, load it. SDA gon' make you blend it, crush it, toast it. At Quartz, you can get it.
It's the appliance event happening now, only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, through funding from the World Bank under the Canada Caribbean Resilient Facility, the CRF, is hosting a national stakeholders consultation to present the final draft of the updated St. Vincent and the Grenadines Comprehensive Disaster Management (CDM) policy, starting today, Tuesday, June 13th, and will continue on Wednesday, June 14th, 2023. According to NEMO, this consultation targets national-level stakeholders with a role and/or interest in comprehensive disaster management in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The main objectives of the sessions are to present the context and outcome of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines draft comprehensive disaster management policy updating process, to review and endorse the draft St. Vincent and the Grenadines comprehensive disaster management policy, and to agree on next steps for operationalizing the policy and executing its strategic interventions and specific actions. The consultation to present the draft St. Vincent and the Grenadines updated comprehensive disaster management (CDM) policy will take place at the Seventh-day Adventist Conference Room at Old Montrose, Kingstown, commencing at 8:30 a.m. each day. 2 decades ago, on Friday, June 13th, 2003, 8 young men took the oath of office to join the ranks of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. 20 years later, 5 remain steadfast in their sworn duties to serve the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Sergeant Samuel Hoyt and Chris John, Corporals Selwyn McBarnett and Dalton Michael, and Constable Cornell Williams will mark the occasion today, June 13th, 2023. To mark the occasion, the elated officers will participate in several social activities. While reminiscing on their accomplishments, the delighted officers noted that, notwithstanding their challenges, they remained resilient and persistent with the hope of serving the government, people, and visitors to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for many more years to come. Mr. Colin John, Commissioner of Police and other ranks of the RSVGPF, congratulated the 5 officers on their achievement and dedication to SVG and wished them the best in their future undertakings. Still on the local scene, in the wake of unprecedented global challenges, the education system has experienced a paradigm shift towards blended and online teaching and learning. Recognizing the significance of effective policies in shaping this new era, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College, the SVGCC, during the month of April and early May, hosted a series of stakeholder consultations and a workshop on developing an online teaching and learning policy. These activities formed part of the policy development phase of the SVGCC Commonwealth of Learning (COL) Call project on building the college's institutional capacity to develop and deliver quality blended and online education. The stakeholder consultations and workshop were facilitated by Dr. Laura Pilgrim, a COL consultant and interim director of the Office of Online Learning at the University of the West Indies. The stakeholder consultations were held with personnel from the Department of Higher Education and senior administration of the college. The policy development workshop brought together students, faculty from the college's 4 divisions, and staff from the registrar's office, IT, services, community outreach, and accreditation and quality assurance departments. During the workshop, participants discussed the benefits and the challenges of online teaching and learning. They also began the initial drafting of the policy that is aimed at guiding the design, development, and delivery of blended and online programs and courses at the SVGCC. On to news in the region. 2 men have been charged in connection with recent murders on St. Kitts and Nevis. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, the RSCNPF, arrested and charged Keith Godwin for the murder of Alden O.J. Maynard. Maynard, 45, was shot dead while he was driving his vehicle along the bypass road of the F.T. Williams Highway on June 6th. Maynard was the island's 15th murder victim for 2023. Nyon Descent, who was charged with the murder of Vaughn Paris. Paris, 31, was shot dead in Dorset Park on June 6th. He was the 16th murder victim for 2023. The RSC-NPF thanked islanders for their assistance in solving the murders. We continue to encourage everyone to say something if they see something. The life-altering effects of criminal activity negatively impact us all. In that regard, criminal acts committed in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis are everyone's business. This demonstrates what can be accomplished when society and law enforcement work together, the police said. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force, the RVIPF, said house break-ins are on the rise this year in the British Virgin Islands. In an update, the RVIPF revealed the territory reported 11 more dwelling burglaries in 2023 when compared to the same period last year. The main areas affected are within the Road Town area to include Huntom's Gut, Horsepath, Passia Estate, Lower Estate, Free Bottom, Main Street, and McNamara. Perpetrators often gain entry to homes during the day through unsecured windows, especially those obscured from public view, police said. Recent burglaries showed that cash, jewelry, and tools were the items predominantly stolen. Head of the BVI's Criminal Investigations Department, Acting Detective Chief Inspector Vernon LaRocque, says homeowners often report that they secured all the windows except for one window which needed to be repaired, urging them to make the necessary repairs to their properties to ensure maximum security. On the international scene, the United States military said a helicopter accident in northeast Syria has left 22 U.S. service members injured, though no enemy fire was reported at the time of the mishap. The service members are receiving treatment for their injuries, and 10 have been evacuated to higher care facilities outside of the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility, the U.S. military said in a statement on Monday. An investigation is on the way to determine the cause of the accident on Sunday in northeast Syria, it added. No enemy fire was reported at the time of the accident, the military said. U.S. forces operating in Syria since 2015 have come under sporadic attacks from ISIS fighters and Iranian-backed groups that are active in the country. At least 900 U.S. soldiers are deployed in Syria, along with an undisclosed number of U.S. military contractors as part of operations to assist the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces in the fight against ISIS. And finally, in sports, Paris Saint-Germain are prepared to sell Kylian Mbappe this summer rather than risk losing him for free in a year's time after he told the French club he will not renew his contract. The France forward's current deal expires at the end of next season, with the option of another year. There was a deadline of July 31st for Mbappe, 24, to tell PSG if he was going to renew until 2025. After months of talks, he has sent the club a letter saying he will not. PSG's record goal scorer would be free to leave for nothing at the end of next season, and the move could be a negotiating tactic. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Wait and see, wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. Whenever we touching the vacancy, we just climb over the gate and see.
Boom! It's carnival time at Courts Ready Cash. So visit your nearest Courts Ready Cash for instant carnival prizes, tickets, and much more with your loan of $2,000 or over. Come home to Courts Ready Cash this carnival season and enjoy flexible payment terms, hassle-free service, and fast approval. All you need is your ID, proof of address, payslip, the job letter, and 2 references. Simple as that. Follow Ready Cash on Facebook and Instagram for your updates and in our in-store carnival parties and our carnival workout session. It's time for carnival at Courts